G'day, it's Bleakers at the 2023 After Trade Show. I'm here on the Nomad stand with Damon Olsen. Mate, we've got plenty to get through. Let's get straight into it.
We do.
We're talking all blue water here at the moment, so you pick on, start with whatever you want, and let's chat through it.
Well, these are all part of the new sort of like heavy duty series.
Yep.
So basically we've got a MadScad 190, DTX 180, DTX 200 and 220. So we've increased the strength internally on all of this range. Metal plate construction, you can see we've got some of these clear bodies here with, you know, really beefed up internals, full metal plate all the way through. And we basically changed the design on the DTX 200 and the 220. So
for those who don't know what, so these DTX 220 and things like that, let's pick one up and actually explain where you might use something like this, right? So break it down in terms of application.
Absolutely. Well, I'll grab the 180 here, for example. So there's a whole bunch of different lures in the DTX series. They've all got this patented auto-tune system. So the deal with DTXs is they're going to dive deeper, run faster, and they track straight out of the box. This is basically a self-centering line tie system. Right. So it's patented technology that we've had in all the DTX minnows, and you know you can use it to get varying depths. So this one's like a 10 to 12 foot diver. This is just a clear body sample to see the internals, but you know this is a 220 dives to 50 feet. So,
and how quick can we get something like that?
How quick, as in, how fast are you going to troll it? So I mean, this will troll at 12 knots now. Right. I mean, we've tested these at up to 14, so the ratings that we kind of put on the box are, you know, a little bit under what they really do. This one's really cool, trolls at like 18 to 20 knots. So to be able to have something that dives at 10 to 12 feet and trolls at 18 to 20 knots.
You can nearly use it on the way to a different, so like you fish, oh, we'll go over there. If you're in a 4 metre boat or something like that, chuck that out the back.
Exactly. And this other one here, the MadScad 190, this is a new one that obviously we've had the MadScad in the range for a long time as a casting lure. Long story about how it all came about, but we put auto-tune in the front. This trolls at 25 knots.
25 knots?
25 knots.
Some boats don't even get to 25.
I know. We're actually sort of promoting this as the world's fastest trolling lure. So now, it's not like you're going to use it at 25 knots.
No, good to know.
Yeah, but the point is that if you troll, you know, even if you want to troll 10 knots, 12, 15, whatever, it's going to stay in the water. So you can run this close to the back of the boat, you can run it way out the back, and it's got a really different kind of S-shaped action than what the DTX minnow will have, for example.
So for someone who's heading over to Vanuatu maybe, or Malaysia, what species do you reckon this is going to be the killer?
In those areas, it's going to be wahoo and yellowfin tuna, absolutely deadly. You know, to be able to troll it, you know, normally I'd probably troll it like 8 knots for wahoo, but there's a lot of guys like trolling, you know, 12, 14 knots, going faster. So, you know, any of these things, you can run a spread of DTX minnows where you're down at, you know, we've got one at 50 feet, one at 10 to 12 feet. This is going to be like right up the top, just under the surface, different sort of action. So you're kind of covering the whole water column. But yeah, wahoo and yellowfin are really where these are at in that, you know, in that part of the world. I mean, we have guys catch, you know, billfish on them as kind of bycatch and everything, but it's not what you're really targeting.
Now at the show this year, this has been one colour that I've seen across a range of different brands. This, you know, all pink.
Interesting.
And is there a reason behind it? Is there any, you know, was there a demand from a certain kind of group that were like, we want pink, you know?
Yes, it came from yellowfin tuna fishermen in Louisiana in the Gulf of Mexico in the US. So that was their go-to, must-have. If I'm catching yellowfin, I've got to have hot pink.
Wow, isn't that interesting?
That's where it came from. That was purely, well, the other funny thing was like a lot of our prototypes, I'd get painted in this sort of hot pink colour, and they saw the prototypes at one of the shows.
Thought it was the real deal.
Yeah, thought, oh, that's that hot pink colour that we got to have in Louisiana. I'm like, no, it's actually just our prototypes. Like, and they're like, oh, that's the
makes it easy for you.
We got to have that colour. I'm like, all right, well, hot pink with a bit of of pearl on the outside, and job done.
Fantastic.
So that's really what that was designed for. I mean, it sells in other places, but that is a specific yellowfin tuna lure for Gulf of Mexico, USA.
Very good. So for the blue water scene, any trolling, this has got you covered?
Absolutely. You can cover the whole water depth from, you know, super deep, any sort of speeds. Even if you're trolling slow, they hang in there at slow speeds, high speeds. That's really what we're trying to do, is cover the whole range of trolling lures. There's a solution there for pretty much every application.
Perfect. There you go. If you're heading overseas, you might be doing an ocean blue charter. Got to have a few of these in your tackle box. So I'm at the Halco stand. I've linked up with Curtis. Got a bit to get through here, mate. We've got a few different profiles, designs, shapes, sizes, you name it.
Yep.
Pick one, let's start there and we'll work our way through them.
Yeah, cool.
What's your favourite on the board, you reckon?
We'll start at the top. There's Laser Pro 190.
Yep.
So it's one of the world's best trolling lures.
Right.
Mackerel, tuna, yellowfin, wahoo.
Yep.
There's been 1,000-pound black marlin caught on these.
Right.
Yeah, so they're
the whole kit and caboodle.
Right up there. 7 metres deep,
Yep.
trolling anywhere between sort of 5 and 8 knots, and
Yeah,
they're
pretty
be
quick.
really stable.
Yeah, pretty quick. Right. Good terminal tackle on them?
Yeah, big colour range,
Yep.
4XX mustard hook, so
Yep.
yeah, they're an absolute ripper, hard to go past. There's the 160 as well, which is a slightly smaller profile.
Good to have the sizes though.
Yeah.
Chuck a big one on, not
Sometimes
working,
those tuna and
drop
stuff,
down.
They don't want to eat big stuff, so it's good to have the 160 there as well. But the 190 in terms of trolling is really our
Love the
flagship.
pink colour on the bottom of that too.
Well, that's a new one this year.
Yeah, I reckon it's like, often you see hard body lures like this and they're white.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why are they white? But I love that fluoro, it stands out. Obviously pink's a chosen colour here for a reason, so what about this one here?
All right, so the pink colour we got hounded by the Americans for. So
Yep.
the full pink is a new colour, but the model is a Max 190. Now the beauty about these is how fast and stable you control them.
Yep.
So 15, 18, 20 knots they're holding.
Right.
And like
That's really
it's
quick.
fast. It's too fast if you know where the fish are, but where that comes into its own is if you're moving spots.
Yes.
So even if you're bottom fishing, you might move spots, just chuck one out. You can still sit on 15 or 18 knots.
Exactly,
and you might
so
pick up
getting
an extra
between
fish.
ground and then you can bring
Yeah.
it back when you're there.
Exactly.
That's a really cool feature.
And so this is the 190. There's also a 220, which is even bigger.
Yep.
And the 130 as well. Which
Just
is,
on this one, I noticed they're running inline singles there, so obviously a little bit different to your trebles.
Yeah.
Is there a reason behind that? Is it for fish safety or is it just around hookup rate?
Well, yeah, so look, there's still a big debate between it's a compromise between inline singles and trebles. So trebles are going to hook more fish. There's more hook points. They're going to hook more fish. But one of the big reasons that we hear a lot about people wanting to run singles is once that single's in, it stays in.
Love that.
So
and if you're going to hook the fish of a lifetime,
you want it to
I
stay
would
in.
prefer a single in than a treble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I could choose, so that's awesome to know.
Sure.
Moving on.
Yeah, so this is the Max 130, slightly smaller size.
Yep.
This one obviously comes with the trebles on there.
Yep.
It's same thing, but for tuna. But the other thing with this one is guys actually drop these to the bottom and you can jig them as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
Pretty versatile. You can cast them at feeding fish on the surface. You can troll them.
So it's that all-round pelagic type.
Yeah, exactly.
Style of lure.
Yeah.
Drop it, cast it, jig it,
Yeah.
tweak it, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Our stick bait is the Sly Dog.
Yep.
Comes in a few different sizes. So the 150 is the biggest one. This is a 125 mil.
Yep.
There's also a 105 and an 85. So big range there.
Yep.
And these are really, really easy to use. So they've got a lot of action. You can even just do nothing with the rod and dead bind them,
So
and
you can
they'll still go side to side.
Burn them, tweak them.
Yeah, exactly.
Dead stick them,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. They also the great thing about these is when they sink. So they're a sinking stick bait. When they sink, they shimmy on the way down.
Cool.
And it's unreal how many fish we actually catch on the paws, letting them sink down, and it's almost like a jig, as they flutter down.
Love that.
So they're unreal as well. You can fish them fast, you can fish them slow.
Again, the pink colour, I find that so interesting. I've actually never seen, it's a matted pink too, so it doesn't have a crazy shine to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really, really interesting. And the big eye, obviously. Like, if you see that, you look at it compared to something like this and you're going, right, well, it's quite bland, but in the water, that's going to stand
they're going to see it. Yeah, we got hounded by the Americans. It's like how in Australia white with a red head is massive. That's their version of that. So
Very
they absolutely
good.
love it. And then lastly, we'll go to the popper. So the rooster popper, big cut face on the rooster popper. This comes in a massive range of sizes. The biggest is 195 mil. That's a 105 all the way down to 45 mil. So massive, big range.
Got to move some water.
Yeah, they do. And the great thing about the rooster popper is they do move a lot of water, but they're not too hard to actually work.
Sure.
Like some of those big poppers, if you're GT fishing all day or whatever, you're buggered after half an hour of moving them. So they do go through the water really nicely, but they throw a lot of water around as well.
Perfect. Big range of lures there. If you're going to go do anything in the blue water, might be over in Vanuatu, then there's a few lures to consider. I reckon I'm choosing that every single day of the week.
Mate, that's my pick. That's
Thanks
my
for
pick
your
of the
time,
bunch.
mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I hope you enjoyed another video from Ocean Blue, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with your mates. If you want to get involved, head over to the comments section below and let us know what you think. While you're there, don't forget to get up to date on all the videos over at Ocean Blue as we look to tackle everything in the world of fishing and the great outdoors. I'm Bleakers, signing off until next time. We'll see you on the water.